Hey guys and gals, this is Derek with Amazon Daily, and today we're gonna do part two of moving down the PPC funnel. So if you missed the last video, then what I talked about in that one is moving from auto campaigns down to phrase match campaigns. And I go through that whole process and kind of explain in detail my different methods and things like that. This video is going to be a lot shorter, so if you want all the info, you might want to start with part one. So today is going to be moving from phrase or broad match campaigns down into exact match. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that you want to do is you want to go into your broad or your phrase match campaign ad group. You want to get down to the ad group level. So this one is a phrase match, and you want to click on search terms. So once you get into search terms, then you want to go over here and you want to click on export. And I like I said in the last video, I'm doing the last 30 days because I do this monthly. So working doing this every 30 days makes it pretty simple. I just put it in my Google Calendar so I know when to do it and I don't miss a step. Okay, then you go into Google Sheets and you want to import this. All right, and you're gonna have some different columns here. You're gonna have matched product, which is your search term. That's actually what the customer typed in to find your product. And the product target, with phrase match, if it's, for example, if it's fishing lure is your target, then it can add anything to the end of that or to the beginning of that. I'm kind of mirrored here, but so for example, if it's fishing lure, then it could add a word and say blue fishing lure, or it could say it could add it to the end, fishing lure big, right? So this is kind of like your base keyword target here, and then the matched product, that is what the customer actually searched in. So this is what you want to focus on here, is the matched product. Okay. All right. And like I said before in the last one, I like to, when I set my bids for moving things down the tunnel, I like to look at what the cost per click was in the campaign that I'm moving out of, right? In this case, it's going to be phrase. And so this is the average cost per click for this search term. And you see this one got 3 orders, okay? So that's a pretty good idea of what the cost per click needs to be in exact. And some people will raise it a little bit, maybe 10, 20%, make it a little bit higher, but to keep things simple for this video, I'm going to just have it be what the cost per click is. So first thing I want to do is make this a filter. Okay, and we're going to view, we're going to freeze one row. Okay, and then I just want to see what of these have gotten orders. So I'm going to uncheck 0 and blanks. And cool, this one got it's got a lot of orders in the last 30 days. That's really nice. Okay, so like I said in the last video, some people will only move things down the funnel once they have more than one order, 2 or 3 orders, but I like to move things down the tunnel if they just have 1 order, if I think that this matched product search term is good and relevant. For example, if this is for a fishing lure, and this here says, what was that talking animal, that robot, Furby? And this one says Furby. And then somebody searched for Furby and then bought my fishing lure. That's not going to be repeated. I don't think there's going to be more than one person searching for Furby who's also interested in buying fishing lures. So if you're going to be doing, especially with just these one order search terms, you want to make sure that these are relevant. And also the cost per click for these, if it's just one order, that's not an average. That's just for one click and one order. So make sure that, you know, this, like, for example, you can see this one's $1.50, $1.70, $1.50. That one's $2.62, $72, $1.50, $1.80. So, you know, anywhere from like $1 to $2 is kind of the general cost per click for a lot of these search terms for this product. And this one that just has one order, you know, saying the cost per click was $2.93. So especially in exact match, if you're going to be doing top of search placements, let's say that you're doing 100% top of search, right? It's not always going to, I mean, if it's 100% top of search, that means that it could double this, right? So it could be almost $6 for a click. And Amazon's not always going to take complete advantage of that 100% top of search setting. You know, so not all of your clicks are going to be $6, but it could be a lot higher than that, and it could be $6. So you want to just check and see what your margins are, and then think about, like, okay, the cost per click for this one was $2.93. Once I move it down into my exact campaign, am I willing to pay up to $6 if I have the top of search set to 100%? If you're not, you might want to go in here and bump that down. So look at your search terms, look at your cost per click. If that's what you feel comfortable with, then just, you know, that's what I like to use. But sometimes I'll make adjustments, right? Like this one, you know, $2.93, like that's way too much. So I'm just going to drop that down to, I don't know, $2. Okay. For this product, you know, if it was a $4 click, but it's, you know, what is this? 50% click-through rate. I mean, it was shown to 2 people and 1 person clicked it. So if somebody clicks it, it charges me, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, this one was shown to 5 people and 1 person clicked it. So 20% click-through rates. That's still pretty good, right? Like, it's saying that the ACOS is 11%, conversion rate 100%. So 1 person clicked it, 1 person bought it. You know, if I think this is really relevant, I might be willing to pay $4 for that click, because it might still be profitable. Or if I'm just trying to grow my brand, then even if it's not profitable, if it has a high conversion rate and people think that whatever this search term is relevant to my product and leads to a sale, then yeah. But you have to decide that. Depends on a lot of different things. So that's a different story for a different time. All right, so like we did in the last video, you want to take these search terms and you want to go into your, you want to open up your exact campaign. Okay. So just to make this simple, let's pretend that this is my exact campaign, right? And I want to, this is the phrase, but pretend that I've gone into an exact campaign. You want to click on add keywords. Okay. And then you want to go into upload file, just like in the last video. If you want to see how this process works, watch the video before this one. You want to download the template. You want to copy and paste. Your terms here and your cost per click. And then you want to make sure that you set it as an exact match in the template, and then re-upload it and upload it into here. And then once all of these bids are over here, just double check everything, make sure everything's okay. If there are any errors, then look down here download that report, see what you need to fix, and then save it and add it, and then you have everything in your exact match campaign. And another thing that people will do is I heard Lucas Kwiatkowski. I had to look at his name. It's always hard. Just need to remember it. Kwiatkowski. I can remember how to say that. It's not that hard. Lucas Kwiatkowski. He's a really good PPC YouTuber guy who's got great videos. I really highly recommend that you check out his channel. I've learned a lot from him, and I religiously watch his videos. So a lot of my ideas are borrowed from him. I'll say borrowed because I kind of, a lot of times I'll take what he says and I'll implement it, test it out, and tweak it, to how I like it. But one thing that he will do is he will go into a exact match campaign, and he will put the exact phrase or the exact match keywords that are converting, that have orders, and move them into a broad match campaign. So moving it up the funnel, right? So usually it's auto to phrase, phrase to exact, or broad to exact. But what he'll do is he'll take these terms that he's gotten into exact, because maybe it came from the phrase, right? So it never went through broad. He just went from auto to phrase to exact. So it's something that was never in a broad match campaign. So he'll take those, or what you can do is you can take those exact match search terms and then put them into a broad match campaign. And if you do that, one thing that you want to make sure that you do is you lower the bid a little bit, 20%, 30%, whatever you feel comfortable with, because you might end up, you have less control with broad match. So lower the bid a little bit, less than what you were paying in your exact match, and then you can tweak it later. But that's another good way to kind of just recycle and loop things through, right? You move it up to broad, and then it's able to kind of play around with the word order, add things onto the end, turn it into a plural if it needs to. And then you'll get a lot more new search terms that maybe you never thought about from having it in that broad match campaign. And then you just go through the process again. You take those new search terms that you got in broad and you move them down into your exact match campaign again. And then that's how you do it. And I also go with Kwiatkowski's idea that you don't really want to negate things from auto campaigns and down the funnel. So if your campaign is if you're getting sales with a good ACOS in your auto campaign, then why turn it off, right? If you're getting sales from that, then leave it going. Even if you move it down the funnel and you have your search terms that are in the auto campaign and you move it down to a phrase or a broad campaign, leave it going in the auto campaign. And I'll do the same thing with phrase and broad too. If I move it down into exact match, if the ACOS is good and I'm getting sales in that phrase and that broad match, then I'll leave them in there, and I'll have that same search term in all of my campaigns all the way down the funnel. Amazon will not have you bidding against yourself. I think what people call it like cannibalizing or something, but it doesn't. Apparently, Amazon has explicitly stated that they will not make you bid against yourself. So you don't have to worry about that. So basically, it'll take precedence. Whichever one's doing better and has a better conversion rate or a better click-through rate or whatever it is that Amazon is looking at. Let's say that you move it from, let's say that it's doing really good in your auto campaign, and you move it down to a phrase match campaign, and it was doing really well in the auto campaign. So you're going to keep getting more sales in the auto campaign than you are in the phrase match campaign. Then what's going to happen is eventually that phrase match might start to convert better than the auto campaign. So Amazon will give more of a, was it precedence? Not precedence. It'll give more, I guess, muscle to the phrase, right? So it'll start showing your ad from the phrase campaign more than the auto campaign, right? So this will take, is that right? Precedence? I've been living in Japan too long. I don't remember how to use words. And then so the auto campaign will start to get less sales, and the phrase match campaign will start to get more sales. Is how it should work. And then same thing. You after you move it from the phrase down into the exact match, you have more. We have way more control with the exact match as far as like placement settings and bids and everything like that for that specific search term, right? So hopefully over time, you'll probably end up getting better results with that exact match. And as that exact match starts to perform better, Amazon will start to show ads from that exact match campaign. And so you'll have less and less sales in your auto campaign for that search term and less sales in your phrase match campaign for that search term, and you'll start to get more sales in your exact match. So there's no reason to add any search terms as negatives anywhere in the funnel, unless maybe in your auto campaign the ACOS was you got a sale, but the ACOS was 150% or something like that. So if it's not doing well in a particular auto or phrase or broad match, then I will add it as a negative. But other than that, if it's getting healthy sales at a healthy ACOS, I'll just leave it as it is and just rock and roll. So anyway, let me open this back up, and that's the end of part 2. I hope that made sense. I know I kind of got on a rant there towards the end, but if you have any questions, if you do anything differently, if you see anything that I could do differently, I'm this is a constantly changing process, and I'm always interested in hearing other people's opinions. And I would love to communicate with you down in the comment section. So like and subscribe and write a comment and all that cool stuff. And catch you on the flip side. Peace.